Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a full face of fall favorites. I do have a designated favorites video coming up, but I did want to go ahead and share with you some of the products you will see in that fall favorites and put them into action and put them on my face. So we are going to be focusing on creating a look with radiant skin with a velvet matte finish. Then we're going to create a perfect kind of neutral fall eye, which will be perfect for wearing those more bold fall lipsticks. So if you are interested in seeing how I created this look, sharing some of my new fall favorites in action, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, we're going to have a quick little puppy break. Little Satchmo has been sick, so she is very needy and wanting to hang out with her mama. So if you hear her in the background, just know it is her. You can say hi. Okay guys, we are going to do a full face of my fall favorites, and you guys are not going to be surprised at what I'm going to start with. I am going to use PEAU. This is the Radiant Fluid Foundation Matte, and you guys, I just really have fallen in love with this foundation. And yes, I've got another top 5 kind of favorite foundations since I've tried a lot of them, and I still really love a lot of the ones that I have tried recently. So this will be included in one of the top 5. I'm going to take 1 pump of this, and I'm going to use Rare Beauty. I love this little brush here, and I'm going to just kind of buff this onto my skin. And again, a little goes a long way with this. You don't need to put a ton, but it is going to give you some nice coverage. And as I've said, it is sort of a radiant matte finish. It's kind of unique, and it's just a really pretty foundation. So I'm just going to kind of put this on. After I've used a brush to buff this on, I like to take a damp kind of sponge, and I just like to push everything into the skin so it takes off any excess foundation that I don't need, and it also just kind of makes this a little seamless. So that is just something I've found. And again, with this foundation, since I have more dry skin, I've just found that I don't really need to use powder, which I really like because I'm just not a huge powder girl on my more mature dry skin. So we're just going to pounce this in. For concealer, I'm going to be using the PEAU Radiant Eye Corrector, and just using a little bit of this. This is just very nice and moisturizing underneath the eyes, and you can also use this all over your skin. It'll give it a little bit of a glow. And I love the Rare Beauty concealer brush. It's fantastic for getting right up in that little hollow area. Okay guys, complexion is on. We're going to let that kind of sink in and go ahead and focus on eyes. And you guys, the perfect fall kind of neutral palette is not exactly new, but it is new to me, but I feel like people will absolutely love this. This is the Chanel Clair Obscure. This is just sort of a beautiful neutrals palette. I feel like it should be called Blurry Browns because I essentially love the whole Blurry series from Chanel, Blurry Mauve, Blurry Green, Blurry Blue and Blurry Gray is my absolute favorite, but this one just gives me the perfect little day-to-day neutral eye, and I just love it and can't get enough of it. So it's being included in my full face of fall favorites just for that reason. And we're going to do a quick and easy look with this. I'm going to start out with this shade right here. It's kind of just like a perfect sand color, beige. And again, a lot of times you could just use like a quick one shadow look with this with a little bit of eyeliner. I just have been enjoying this so much. And it's also perfect if you want to wear like a little bit of a deeper lip, just kind of a nice neutral cleanish eye. So I'm just going to take a little of that sand color and I'm just going to kind of place that all over the lid. And I just find this to be a really nice kind of perfect base. And again, you could keep your eye just clean like this, put a little bit of eyeliner on and mascara and be ready for the day. A little bit more of a bold lip and you're ready for fall look. But I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more on. I'm going to be using this little perfect kind of chocolatey brown here, and I'm going to use that in my crease. And I'm using the Sonia G. This is the Crease Pro. And I'm just going to dip my little pencil in here, pick up some product. I always dab a little bit off of excess. And then I am going to come in and I'm going to start to build just a little higher up. So if I was looking down just like this, if I was opening my eyes, I can kind of create a little bit heavier. Not heavier, but just a little bit more of a crease shade there. So again, kind of looking straight here, I'm just going to take a little bit, don't worry, we will blend everything out, but I'm just creating a little bit of a crease. A little depth to the eyes. Then I'm going to take the Repher, and this is the #1, and I'm going to go in with this kind of lighter taupey shade, and I'm going to put that on the lid here. And this one's just like a little bit more of a cooler kind of taupey brown. So again, I love the contrast of a little bit of warmth and a little bit of cool on the eyes. We'll be doing that with liner today too. So this is just going to create kind of a nice smoky neutral eye. Then I'm going to use the Rowan. This is the Everything Eye brush, and I just love the thinness of this side. I'm going to go into this darker kind of charcoal brown here, and I'm going to just kind of line my eyes with liner first, and just close to the lash line, and just start to define that eye. Take a little whatever's excess on here, and I'm just going to run just a little bit underneath. As I said, we're going to play with a little bit of liner here today. So I'm just going to kind of connect those two. Okay guys, just so simple, easy, kind of a smoky brown eye. Then what I'm going to do, then we're going to use two favorite eyeliners. These are from CHANTECAILLE. You can probably tell this one is very well loved. This one is in Slate. So what I find is that kind of that slate kind of gray, almost has a touch of blue in it. Just tends to make my eyes pop a little bit more than black, which I love, but sometimes it can be a little bit harsh, where I find slate to be perfect for my more mature eyes. Then we've got Jasper, and there's just a little bit of oomph to this brown. It's almost got like a just pretty kind of lightness to it. So what I was going to do is I was going to put this brown in my waterline on the bottom, and I'm going to focus the slate up on the top of my eyes to kind of lift it up. Take first Jasper, and I am just going to kind of come in here, you guys, and put a little bit of that in my waterline. Then I just take the bottom of this, you guys, and we're just going to kind of smudge just a little bit. Then I'm going to take my slate and I'm going to wiggle that between my lash line on the upper. And you'll kind of see it's just going to kind of pop my eyes just a little bit. Okay guys, it just is sort of like the basic neutral kind of smoky eye. Then of course we need to put mascara on to ground everything, and I'm boring. I used my favorite. This is CHANTECAILLE Faux Cils Longest Lash Mascara. This is just my personal favorite mascara. You can use any of your own favorites, but I try to get down as close to the base lash line and then really coat it up. So we'll put that on really quick. Okay guys, mascara is on, and I have really fallen in love with this Rare Beauty Harmony Brow, and this one is a little bit thicker, and this one's a little bit thicker, and it also is in the color Cool Brown. So what I like to do is, you guys, I am not a brow expert. I tend to just go get my brows waxed about once a month, and kind of keep it like that. But what I do like to do is just fill in the kind of tail end that is starting to thin, which that happens naturally as we are aging. That is one of the things that tends to happen. And then I'll just take a little bit and kind of fill in where I need. And it's just really soft, and it kind of molds your eyebrows so it stays in place. And then on the other end, it's got like a little spoolie with a little bit of some gel on it. And it's gonna just kind of bring them up and just brush through this to make it look a little bit more natural. Then for a fall favorite blush, again, we're going to go with Rare Beauty. This one is one of the matte versions, and this is in Bliss. This is like a very pigmented blush, and I'm literally going to use one little dot here. But I love this color because it's very neutral, kind of a gentle peach color. And then we're just going to take that, and I am just going to use this brush, and we're just going to kind of blend that in. This is going to be a very subtle peach color because we're going to want to play up with the lips today. So just coming over here. So just a really subtle little flush, nothing too much. I'm going to just powder down just slightly, you guys, just a teeny bit. I'm going to be using my SISLEY loose powder. You can use any of your favorite powders. This one's just very finely milled, and I just don't find that it looks like super powdery on my skin. And just gonna take anything that's excess here and we're just gonna kind of place that all over. As we're transitioning into the fall, often with bronzer, what I will do is I will just use my favorite. This is the SISLEY, and I love to use this as a finishing powder. With the La Mer big brush, I just like to take this, and then it's going to give me a nice little glow, but it's not going to look like I have been out in the sun because guess what? I haven't been out in the sun in the fall, but I still like to have a little bit of a glow. So then for lips, I pulled out Tamarind, and you guys, I love this. It's a little bit touch of a warm cinnamon brown, and as you guys know, Acacia is my ultimate favorite, so love this. This is your perfect tawny rose. This is your perfect tawny rose, but I want to go just a little bit warmer today, a little bit fall inspired, and I'm just gonna put this on. These are the Lip Veil formula. These are the Lip Veil formula, and this has a little bit of a 90s vibe to it, but I actually love that. A little bit, as I said, it's got a little bit of brown in it, kind of leaning towards that terracotta kind of cinnamon warm brown. So perfect little fall shade here. And then we will finish, of course, with just a little spritz. I love to use, this is the Rose de May pure rose water. You guys, I just love this. And we're going to just give myself a little spritz. That's just going to kind of set the face, give a little bit of hydration, and let that sink in. And then for fragrance of the day, then we'll finish with fragrance of the day, and I'm going to be using Vetyver. So this is from CHANTECAILLE. If you guys watched our live event from CHANTECAILLE, this was a favorite of mine. I kind of call it a little bit of a boss lady fragrance, but it's got a dry down that has a touch of vanilla, so this is a nice boss lady. So when you want to feel a little bit invigorated, bold, kind of a little boss lady with a touch of sweetness in there, I would tell you Vetyver would be something you would love. So to me, what I love about this, there's a cleanness to this, kind of a grassy greenness. And I'm just going to spray a little bit on. There's a really nice fresh citrus burst when we first put this on. It's got a little bit of woodiness to it, a little bit of citrus, but not like lemon pledge or anything like that. It's definitely more like citron, like a very, just a gentle layer of citrus in it. And then you're going to let the dry down happen. And you're going to have a beautiful musk, sandalwood, and a touch of vanilla. So it definitely's got just a little pinch of sweetness in it, which I appreciate because it kind of balances out that kind of masculinity that Vetyver is kind of known for. So to me, this is feminine Vetyver, and I just love the fact that it's giving me that kind of bold feeling, ready to go rock the day, but also has a little bit of sweetness to it, a little soft layer of femininity in this perfume. So as you can see, you guys, this one's getting used quite a bit, and I was asked if I would do a whole video myself going through each perfume for you, and of course I said yes. So I will get that done for you. I am about to launch my Blissfully Fed Fall 2020 program, so I will be busy supporting my group, but that is on my list of videos to do. So this is just a touch of my full face of fall favorites. I will have my favorites video coming up, but sometimes it's nice to see things in action. And yes, I do have a foundation video coming up as well for you. So stay tuned for that. And you guys, I hope you have a great start to your week.